taking back the crown. I'm all dressed up and naked. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah, the crown. So close I can taste it. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer here. Time for another exciting review of the one and only One Piece. Whoa, where is it? Oh god, I haven't done this in a while since there was no chapter last week. Monkey Day, Luffy, right here. Episode 794 review. Put you back right here. There's Chopper. Hi. Okay. You know what that? This week's episode of One Piece. So we have the finale between the fight between Sanji versus Judge, and I gotta say the animation for this episode, when it comes to that particular fight, was done way better compared to last week. Even though it might have had some problems here and there, I think overall, especially some of the good-looking scenes, I don't think. Well, okay, it definitely wasn't Naotoshi and the boys, which. Again, I really wish it was freaking Naotoshi that did this scene, because this part, especially when Judge was like hovering, nobody used that electric thing. That was really great animation, and I really enjoyed that a lot. And not only that, but I enjoyed the part also where we're getting these little flashback moments with Sanji, and he has a helmet on. And he's saying like, "Please let me out. It's dark and I'm scared." I'm like, "Oh shit." Okay. See, excuse me, you anime fans, you guys don't know the struggle this man, oh man, in his flashback. Oh man, I really can't wait till we get the full-fledged flashback in the actual anime, because, excuse me, oh boy, that is going to be a real tearjerker indeed. So we had that going on, and it comes to now, Judge is pretty much a freaking douchebag, because honestly, he used the body when he actually used the power body, or full body, whatever the hell it is. Not full body arm in hockey, but you know, the thing that like certain CP members do or whatever. But this time, no, it wasn't like, no, it was like a wall. I mean, not full body, it was a wall. That's what it was called, the wall. And so basically he uses that, and what happens is of course we already know how the technique goes, he uses his own men in order to actually become his sacrifice while he's like spearing through them. So that's why he created the technique wall, where pretty much he commands his men, pretty much like he uses, I guess, he uses like a technique, like a secret art of like hockey or something, to use it to control his men in order to become his sacrifice. So they can pretty much protect them like a wall, like a barrier shield. So they're pretty much his shield. And what happens is that when Sanji tries to kick him and uses full force with arm and hockey on his leg, mind you, with his Daiblo Jumble or whatever that new flame thing that he activated, which looked cool, but some people said it looked like it was like spaghetti, like what the hell, like it wasn't that spectacular. They want it to be incredibly amazing, but not really. So when it comes to that though, that scene was done really well, and I liked the animation for that scene. It's just like, it was better than last week, because last week it really had a lot of animation problems. It really did. And with this week's episode, I seen that it has improved. It has improved indeed. Like, it did improve from last week, and honestly, it was done quite well. So that fight right there, definitely well done. The finale fight, and of course Sanji got kicked back from that electric attack. That shit was beastly, man. It was beastly, but it's like, god damn it, Judge, you fucking prick. Which is why I really despise. Now you anime fans know why we hate the Vinsmoke family this much when we read this in the manga for the very first time. So now you know the struggle is real. So enough about that though. So we got that fight going on. Then pretty much we see Reiju at the end. Well, okay, before we get to the very end, which is like, holy Jesus. Yeah, the ending to this episode. I loved the way they ended this episode off. I was like, oh man. I love the way this episode ended off though. Like, oh my god, it's like, oh man. shit, it's like you really feel bad for Sanji. You really do, man. Not just the flashback thing. I'm not even just talking about that. I'm talking about what happened at the very end when they had their little meeting with Judge, with his father. But before we get to that, we have the seducing woods. Again, so meanwhile, what's going on is that Luffy, the real Luffy, finally stumbles across, like, the apple juice man. And he's like, hey, can you help me here? I got this, like, spear thing stuck. And he's like, yeah, but it's like, oh, but it hurts, man. It's like, oh, I can't do anything. And I'm dying here, man. And it's like, fine, alright. So he takes it out, and then apparently he's like, okay, now just grab me some of that apple juice. It's actually pretty good. It's like, fuck no, do that yourself. It's your damn fault for getting trapped. So basically, the seducing woods are still trying to find these ways to trick Luffy. It was actually really cool, though, that Luffy was attacking most of the talking trees and shit that were, like, going around him. So he was fighting those back. Then also, we saw that now we have more mirror clone fakes. Like, we have a chopper one that was right behind that Luffy fell for the trap for. And then, of course, a whole bunch of them started to pop up. Like, we had, like, Nami, we had Chopper, we had Sanji, and Pudding, which was, like, kind of odd. But in the end, it's like, I felt like it was a little bit like extended filler, so I don't know. I think that was the only part that was kind of unnecessary. I know in the manga it was kind of unnecessary as well. I wasn't really, again, but it comes to the manga as well. However, though, the anime is starting to become better a little bit, just a little bit more better compared to the manga, because at least they made the Seducing Woods more interesting, especially the spooky OST. Like that OST, man, always gives me the chills. So at least we have that going. But other than that, it's like, nah, I didn't really care for that. So I think that was like the only complaint I have about the episode. But everything else was. Yeah, was. Oh, man. It was spot on. It really was. So, the end of the episode, we see that pretty much is that Sanji, Judge says, look, I didn't want to do this by force, but we have no choice. The one you so-called father, if you do not go arrange with this marriage, we are going to send our assassinations after where the East Blue is, where your beloved so-called new father is, Chef Zeph. We're gonna kill him. And not only that, though, but you, if you break this contract, or whatever, do anything to betray us, guess what? Your precious hands are gonna be blown the fuck off, meaning you will never be able to cook for anybody again. So, very plain dirty there. Not only that, but it says, like, look, if we get married to the Big Mom, the Empress, we will be, like, the biggest known. We will be like an astonishing fleet of world-known assassins, combined forces with the Big Mom pirates, with a Yonko. So that is something really huge right there. He's like, shit, like, I didn't want my very precious experiments. They even call them like their actual so-called successful children. It's like my so-called experiments being married to that, whatsoever. However, I had one son that was a failure. So basically he said, yeah, that was you. So I was like, you know what, fine. How about we just make you the victim to get married and be exchanged to this family of the Big Mom family. So that's basically what happened there. And Sanji, man, you really just feel bad for this dude. You honestly do, because it really does suck, though, that he has to go through this trial. And then the episode's like, damn it! And it's like, yo, I feel so bad. And Reijo, I think, is the only one that has the key, because if he tries to activate it on his own, apparently, it's going to be like an exploding, like, it's going to be like the exploding collars, like they were with the slates of the Celestial Dragons. It's pretty much going to be the same thing. They will explode on your hands automatically, like an alarm device, like, you know, the clicking sound. So, yeah. So, overall, that's pretty much it when it comes to this episode. Very dramatic stuff when it comes to the finale fight between Sanji versus Judge. And then, of course, that big reveal at the end that, holy shit, if Sanji really doesn't get through this, he is screwed no matter freaking what. So it's like being caught between a rock and a hard place, which really sucks. But overall, I give this episode a 4.5 out of 5. Maybe great to a great plus. Excuse me. The reason why I'm dropping it 5 points down is due to the whole Seducing Woods thing. Actually, it was a little bit more better than it was in the manga, but not by much. Because They had this weird extended filler with Luffy, and then we had like all the characters being all like clone mirrors, which I don't remember that much being in the manga. I think that was just like in canon filler, which I think it kind of is, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was directly in the manga. I don't remember too much because I didn't really give two flying fucks about the Seducing Woods. I really didn't. But it is what it is, though. So, overall, though, that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of the One Piece WA, episode 794. And I will see you guys next week for episode 795. And also, for you manga folks, I will see you guys for the latest chapter coming up later this week. Finally, because, because last week we had no chapter, but this time we do. So anyways, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Also, don't forget to click the notification squad boys. Follow my social media plugins and also my gamer tags as well for all your pleasure needs. I don't know if I said that correctly, but you know what I mean. So anyways, peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky is the limit. Haha, got in Naru. Anime manga fans, keep supporting much, read what you watch, and that's it. Bye bye. See you guys next week.